That was Lucky Ellie. Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna sing one of our own songs. It's called Gist. You know what gist means? Means life. Going back to where our life is. And this is to all the writers out there. This is to writing, and this is to what you really like doing. Getting back to your life. Here we go. Gist. Okay, thank you guys. Hope you like that. Yes, we love it. Oh, thank you so much. Okay. Here we go, another number from the Coke Studios. Any Coke Studios fans here? Well, Coke Studios. Yeah, okay, I can see some hands. So the Coke Studios people who've heard this will like this as well. Okay. I need to pick up my guitar for this. That was from one of the favorite bands, Showroom. And but do we really need education? Do we need education? I'm asking you guys, do we need education? Do we need the order? When you hear a loud and clear. Everybody sing together. overseas project. Chris on the guitars. That is Jackie on the bass. That is Ranveer on the drums. And I'm Amitabh on the vocals and the guitar. So, are we going to dance on this number? Let's. Okay. Let's see how you cannot dance on this. And here we go. you guys. Thank you so much. Hope you're liking it. And okay, there's a okay, okay. We will return back with this once more and we start with this. We will do that. Yes, from the back.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we give them a huge round of applause? What an energetic band. Can we give them a huge round of applause? Thank you, Ashwin. Thanks for your love. Same to you. Okay, so this is what? We're all here because of love of superbikes. And my love for Triumph started off in the year 2014. When the first time, all thanks to Ashwin there. All thanks because first time I ever sat and actually rode a Rocket 3. And that's when my journey in love for Triumphs increased. I think last year, we had I think Triumph had a ride with Santa in during Christmas time. And I got a call from Triumph, from Ashwin I think himself, and saying, hey bhai, teko Santa banna hai kya? I said, aage bolo. He said, gaadi chalane milenga Triumph ka. I will never lose an opportunity to be on the engine of a Triumph. So I said, why not? And I think there was a Triumph Thunderbird which I rode all the way to Lonavala, and we had a small shoot. And at the moment, my love for Triumph has ever increased today. I am here hosting this event for you next year. I will try my best to be here as a customer. I'm going to pick up a Triumph very soon. But before that, I just want to know how many of you all are here from different cities? How many of you all know Pune? Can you make some noise? Okay, how many are from Mumbai? Can you make some noise? Okay, how many are from Delhi? Can you make some noise? Okay, anyone from Goa? Everybody. Okay, any city that I'm missing here? Bengaluru? Okay, so this is what? Can I have one individual from every city joining me for a moment? Every individual from one city. Anybody, one representative of every city, can I have your luck, please? Please. One representative of every city, can I have your luck? We got Pune, we got Calcutta. How many more do we can have? Come on. Every city I want one representative. Yes, which city? Gurgaon, okay. Pune, Kolkata, Gurgaon. Anybody else? Goa. Ajao. Surat. Hyderabad. Come on. Ahmedabad. Anybody else? So can you move a little inside? Can you move a little inside? Yes, which city? Surat. That is Surat. Okay. Which city? Singapore. International. Brilliant. Yes. Mumbai. Hello. Jammu. So listen to what you're going to do, guys. I want you all, as I said, we all as a big Triumph family, right? I want you all to go back into the audience. I want each of you all to get a friend and come back. Sounds good? Anyone? Someone who you know, someone who you do not know. Get a friend and come back. Get a friend and come back. Okay, so this is what? Once you listen to it, hatna nahi hai, no going anywhere. It's a small challenge. Hatna nahi hai. Okay? नहीं sit ups नहीं बिल्कुल नहीं this is fun वाला यार जितना कर सकते करो okay so this is what you all have to decide. Can you see this coconut tree right here सामने the first coconut tree सबसे नजदीक बिल्कुल नहीं चढ़ना. What you have to do is you and your teammate, okay, we heard of something called a piggyback ride. Your friend jumps on your back, you hold him, you go to the tree and you come back. The first jodi that comes back wins something spectacular. Can we all make some noise with them? Everyone, can we put hands together? Aye, रुको. Aye, start playing, रुको यार. मैंने कहा बोला ready नहीं चालू कर दिया यार रुको रुको अरे यार people have to get gear up in position okay can everybody coming a little ahead can everybody coming ahead because after this we're going to have the awards so like to have everybody around the stage are you guys ready okay can we all move can we all move can we all move can we all move इकडे यायचं ओके are you ready सर आप किसके ऊपर बैठने वाले हैं आप ही आइए आप आइए अरे आप आइए इतने लोग सामने खड़े हैं नॉट पीपल स्टैंडिंग इन फ्रंट हु डू यू वांट आई विल कॉल देम एक्सेप्ट दैट कॉल नहीं बच्चे को नहीं somebody else बच्चे को नहीं
अरे उसको कोई ले लो वो आपको उठा सकता है
सर मारिया who do you want who should I call anybody from the audience any volunteer would like to sit on his back आपको बैठना आइए आप सिलेक्ट कीजिए जल्दी सिलेक्ट कीजिए आप सिलेक्ट कीजिए सर आप आएंगे जेंटलमैन प्लीज कम ये मिड वेट दिया आपको मिड वेट यू आर वेलकम ओके गाइस कैन वी मूव a little ओके अरे यार ऑब्स्टिकल्स होना जरूरी है यार ओके काउंटर क्या है ओके रुको ये मैं काउंट दूंगा तब जाना है चढ़ जाओ ओके लेट्स गो 5 4 3 2 1 go आप आए लेकिन बस नहीं गया आगे अब मैं बोलता हूँ चढ़ना है दौड़ना है टच द ट्री घूमना है डू नॉट फॉल डाउन एंड कम बैक चेंज नहीं करना ओके गाइस रेडी चढ़ जाओ डू नॉट गो थाम वेट ओके रेडी 1 2 3 गो Okay. We have a special gift for our winners. एक बार जोरदार ताली दो इसे यार brilliant and hats off to all of you who participated as well. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Moving ahead to our next segment that we have right here. We have the awards where all of you are going to be appreciated right here this very evening. Now please welcome Mr. Puneet Singh Baba and Firoz to please join us on stage. And can you welcome them and give them a huge round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, can you put our hands together?
Welcome to Goa, welcome to our 6th anniversary celebrations, and welcome of course to the big launch. It has been a big year for us in every which way. I mean, right from the business, but of course the rides. We have traveled all over the country. You guys have traveled all over the world. And we just want to take a couple of minutes of yours before we move on to the big occasion to recognize those efforts, to recognize those rides, and acknowledge your presence over here. We are broadly classified into 3 categories. We have the international borders, big trips, international borders. Basically acknowledging customers who have taken these triumphs, taken their triumphs across the borders over the country to Nepal, to Bhutan, to other countries. This has been a Trans-Siberian ride. There has been a round the world ride done here by a customer, by one of us who is present right here. So big trips have happened this year. It has been a massive year for us. There's a Big Trips National Award in which people have gone across the country from coast to coast, north to south, covered a specific region. There's a one Trailblazer category, which is my favorite because I've done a lot of ride with these guys. These customers have joined us on a ride on Tiger Trails to the Zanskar Valley, which has been a huge, huge ride for us, as well as on the adventure weekend. So, without further ado, I'd like to call Mr. Shoaib Farooq to come here and help me present these awards. So can you please join me on? Alright, so I'll just call out your names, guys. I'll just need your attention for a minute here. First up is the Big Trips International Borders, Mr. Aniruddha Joshi, Mr. Sameer Shinde, Mr. Rishikesh Puranik, Mr. Vineet Rukari, Mr. Yogesh Chawal. Mr. Abhijit Kotian, again for Big Trips International. Big Trips International, Mr. Aditya Raj Kapoor. He's the gentleman who has run around the world. Big round of applause, guys. Mr. Sushil Jaiswal. I request Mr. Tarun Sasdev to join us, please. Moving on to the next one, Big Trips Nationalized, Mr. Pruthu Mehta. this is the big one. Big trip national again. Mr. Girish Luande, Mr. Ashwin Deshpande, Mr. Nitin Joshi, Mansingh Desai, Mr. Mansingh Desai, and Mr. Sachin Rao. Big Tips National, Mr. Akash Oberoi from Delhi. Guys, he's rode all the way from Delhi. Please give him a round of applause. The next one, Mr. Souvik Sarkar, recently listed in the Limca Book of Records. Can we have Mr. Souvik Sarkar, please? Next one, Big Tips National, Mr. Tarun Datta and Mr. Bulsara. Mr. Sanju John. The next category, my favorite category, obviously, I've done a lot of rides with these guys, so there's a personal attachment. They're more like friends and family. Next is the Trailblazers Award. It's a big group. Mr. Vinit. Yeah, so Trailblazers is basically the people who have joined us on our rides, which we have organized to Spiti, to Zanskar, Rajasthan over the last year. And it's a good group, it's a good bunch of people. As I said, more like friends and family. Mr. Vinay Baldava, Mr. Imran Sheikh, Mr. Ashish Shetty, Mr. Freddy Pitawala, Mr. Freddy Pitawala, Mr. Arunava Mitra, Mr. Femin, Mr. Vakinja, get together.
Long live the tiger.
Alright, for the last set of awards, I'd like to call to those on stage.
All right, good evening, ladies, gentlemen. Thank you so much for coming over today. The next category of awards that we have here. Okay, someone if you could just not flash. Yeah, thank you very much. I can barely see. Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? Thank you. Our next category of awards is very unique, okay, because this is exclusively to some of our customers who have really succeeded in their fields. This is a surprise to quite a few of them because they're not even aware about it. Our whole idea about giving these awards was to acknowledge our customers who've been doing really well in their own respective fields, showcase them on our platform as well, and yeah, I hope so. We succeed in our effort. So the first person I would like to call on stage, rather on the ground here, is Osef Chaco. Can I please have Osef Chaco on the stage? Osef, he's finally here. That I'd like to call upon on stage. If you guys follow him on Instagram, you know he clicks some really awesome pictures. I mean, I literally drool over his images. I would like to call upon Ashik Thomas. Unfortunately, she's not here because she's still racing on the track. A lot of you all know her, but I would still request a round of applause for her. Kalyani Potekar. The fourth award again goes to someone from Kevlar, the man behind the scenes, as I usually call him at work. I would like to call Rish George on stage, please. The next award goes to a man who's from my city, Pune. Also the man known as the chap who's forever, eternally on one wheel. Varan More on the stage, please. A big round of applause for Speedy. The eternal wanderer, the vlogger, the owner of Maya, Mr. Murtaza Junaid. Murtaza Junaid, can you please have you on the stage? It's very rare that you see motorcycling couples, and when I say motorcycling couples, both of them who own their own motorcycles and ride along. I would like to have the pleasure to call upon Suhaib Abir and Priyanka Gata on stage, please. Suhaib Abir, Priyanka Gata. So Suhaib and Abir haven't reached here. Yeah. Okay, well. Unfortunately, again, they are not here, but I would still like to acknowledge them publicly. And if you all can please give a round of applause for them. It would be Veer Nakai and of course Mr. Vijay Parmar, who unfortunately could not come here. A huge round of applause for them, please. So all the awardees, be it the Trailblazers, the Big Trip Internationals, the Big Trip Nationals, and my favorite Triumph Stars, don't just walk away with your trophies. We have a goodie bag for you guys as well. Yes, please ensure you are collected before you go. I would now like to call upon Gavin, who will take us through the remainder of the evening.
Thank you very much, and congratulations to the organizers today. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's time. We've all been waiting for you. Excited? You know what time it is? It's time that we get to see and feel and get closer to the Triumph Rocket 3. So, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Okay. Right behind you, to the left, we've got an entry. We will have another stage where we will have the unveiling of the Rocket 3. So request all to please meet me at the second stage. All present right here, can we all move ahead and take a left down the stairs? We've got another stage where we're going to have the unveiling of the beautiful beast, the Triumph Rocket 3. Ladies and gentlemen, can we all move to the second stage? Thank you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, DJ, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, just a small announcement. Bars are going to be shut for the next half an hour. If you'd like to collect your drinks, please collect your drinks. The bar is going to be shut for the next half an hour. Thank you.
So we are moving on to the main event. So,
Check. Hello, 1, 2.
Please gather on the stage. Please do not move on the bridge. Please stay right here in front of the stage. We're going to be unveiling this beautiful beast right here on the stage. As you can see it on the screen, pure magnificent muscle. Ladies and gentlemen, the new Rocket 3. I'm just waiting for all our friends to be here as a part of the unveiling. And I request our friends not to please move on the ramp. Not to move on the ramp. Thank you. I request all our friends, please gather on the stage so we can get started with the unveiling of the Rocket 3.
He went back.
Hello. Okay.
So ladies and gentlemen, we're all gathered here for a very special occasion. We're here to unveil this beautiful machine that we're going to see right in front of us and to take us through the entire journey. And since we're completing 6 magnificent years, I want you all to give yourselves a huge round of applause for making this community, making this Triumph family. Ek baar zordar taale for yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. And I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome on stage Mr. Shoaib Farooq, the General Manager of Triumph Motorcycles India. Can we welcome by giving him a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Is my mic working? Yes. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. I hope everyone ready? Yes. Fantastic. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'll just set the context for the evening. We are here for 2 good reasons. One is we just completed our 6 years in India as Triumph. November 2019, we completed 6 years. So that's the first celebration. And then just to make this celebration a little more interesting, we are also doing the launch of one of our most awaited motorcycles in front of you. So it's a very interesting evening for all of us. And it is more special because I think for the first time we are launching such an important product in front of our customers. So a good round of applause for all of you. You are going to see the Rocket first time along with media over here. So first on the 6 years, I think it has been a fabulous ride for us. We just completed 6 years in November. 28th of November 2013 is where we launched the brand in India. And it has been a riding obsessed journey for all of us, and
we are very happy that as a brand we have really contributed to the premium motorcycling segment in India and shaping it up and setting these benchmarks for this industry in India. I'm also happy that together we are one of the largest and the fastest growing family of motorcycles in India. We are the fastest growing premium motorcycle brand in the country. We are the leaders in the adventure segment in the country. We are the leaders in the classic segments in the country, and we hold a good percentage share in the roadster category also. So overall, we are doing pretty well across all genres of motorcycling. Thanks to all of you. And to be fair, this is just the beginning. We have got very aggressive plans going forward. Just to put these 6 years and all of us together, what we have done in India, we have just put together a video which is 2 minutes, but I think it will give you a perspective of all this journey of 2 years for us.
India. Mountains, forests, deserts and plains. 28 states. Over 4,000 cities. Nearly 1.3 billion people speaking over 1,600 languages and dialects and following countless religions. As far as diversity goes, there's no place that even comes close. But somehow, in the middle of all this, there exists a common thread that in some way unites us. Something that appeals to us on a more spiritual level. Something that pushes us towards adventure and lets us explore the places we thought impossible and the limits that hold us back.
Oops! Can you go back? Can you go back? Not this slide. Not this slide, please. Thank you. Can you please go back on the presentation? Thank you for you, and just ignore that slide for the. It was not right. That's not the price. Okay. Okay. So coming back to the second most important thing for the evening, the rocket. I'll just give you a couple of things about the rocket before we actually see the new product. It's going to be really interesting, but just to set the context, rocket was first launched in 2004, and it immediately swept all the riders across the globe because it was the largest engine capacity on a production motorcycle at that point in time, and it was just insane in power. It was insane in its presence. It made it marks immediately on the motorcycle industry. From there, almost 10 years of evolution got into rocket, and I'm sure a lot of our customers here have Rocket X as well. So that was the last rocket upgrade which was in the market. So good 5 years, and now we have the next big, the rocket coming over. Now, all of us know rocket is big, large, insane, amazing power, amazing presence. But I think one thing which is really what makes people go for a rocket is the everyday rideability of motorcycle. I think that's what is at the back end really pulling a lot of people into rocket. One good example is our friend Mark Holmes, who is a global traveler. He did the world tour on his Rocket X in 2017. 18 months of continuous travel on a rocket across the globe. So he has kind of demonstrated that how easy it is to travel long distances on a rocket. We have got so many examples within India who have been using rocket for their daily commute, who are using rocket for long distance traveling. I've just picked up one. I think Mr. Sunagre is not there. He's a friend from Bombay. He also did a 5 nation. That brings us to the new rocket, and I know all of you are waiting to see the motorcycle in flesh. Just before that, a few things about it. I think the biggest challenge when we were designing the rocket was to, the rocket is a legend. It's one of our most revered brands. So how to improve further on it, how to take it to another level. That was the challenge, and exactly that was the ambition. The ambition was to build the largest engine capacity yet again that delivers unparalleled torque and has a presence which is a benchmark in itself. So these were the clear deliverables as an ambition for the new rocket. And alongside this, we also wanted to have the everyday rideability of the motorcycle. So that's where this new rocket comes on. And ladies and gentlemen, the new rocket, that's how it looks. So this is going to be there in flesh in a while. Now, just a couple of things on the rocket. So globally, rocket is launched in 2 variants, the GT and R. In India, for media specifically, in India, we are launching the R variant only now, and this is basically because of a lot of feedbacks from our customers and our experience with the last Roadster, which has been a successful model for us. So we are just bringing the rocket for now, and we'll study the market. If the GT is a requirement, we'll see how to bring it later. But at this point, we are launching the Rocket R. This motorcycle is a torque monster. At 221 Nm, this produces the largest torque on a production motorcycle globally. And it has got amazing dominating presence. So once the bike is here, you would feel it for yourself. It is really, really dominating in its presence. It is pure muscle written all over it. But along with all this insanity which it brings along with it, and the power and the whole presence which it brings, the core still is that everyday rideability of the motorcycle is again at its peak. It is much better than the last Rocket Edition. It is moved further from there, and that is, I think, is one of the reasons why Rocket is a success. Have the video for the Rocket, please. Let's see the motorcycle in motion.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to see the new rocket? Yes! Are you ready to see the new rocket? Yes! Okay, let's see how excited you are. Let's do a small countdown. We want to have the bike coming out from there. Okay? 10, 9, 8, 7, 5, 3, 1. Look around, look around, look around. I can see the rocket. It is approaching the stage. And ladies and gentlemen, for the very first time, right here on the Indian side, presenting to you the Triumph Rocket. Woo! See, come.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is introducing to you, in the flesh, the Triumph Rocket 3! Now the main thing here is, we have no idea what this beautiful machine is priced at. We have no idea.
Yes.
No idea at all. No idea at all.
No one knows that.
And I'm sure it's going to be a surprise for whatsoever it is.
I'll ask for it.
So, once you're done with our photographs and our video, I would like any opinion from the audience who tells us what the right price is. We give you a gift, but not right now, hold on.
Guys, just before we, you can come and have a look at the motorcycle and take photographs. I just give you the top of the line specifications of the motorcycle so that you appreciate the motorcycle in its totality. So I'll just give you a brief about the engine. It's a 2500cc. Of course, this is the biggest production motorcycle engine again, and it was 2300 last time Rocket was there. So the engine capacity has further gone up by 200cc, and it is 2500cc. And as I said, it's a torque monster, 221 Nm of torque, and look at that torque curve, guys. I mean, this is flat. It peaks at around 4000 RPM, and that torque continues throughout the curve, almost till the end. And it is, just to give you a perspective, this torque is 71% more than the closest competitor. 71% more than the closest competitor. 167 PS of power. This is 11% more than the last Rocket which was there. But again, if you see the curve, the line on the red, it kind of shoots beyond 3,500 RPM and goes further. And the red line also in this version is on 7,000 RPM. So it's kind of a bigger curve, longer curve. And can you believe it? With all this insane torque and power, this is 40 kgs lighter than the last Rocket. This is 40 kgs lighter than the last Rocket. So this has 25% more torque to weight ratio than any of the competitor variants. 25% more. So that's the kind of motorcycle this is. Of course, it also comes with the top of the line specs. It has got fully adjustable mono shocks at the rear. It has got adjustable show bars in front. It has got the top of the line calipers, the Bros Stylimer calipers in front. Also, you can't see it from that side, but it has got a single-sided swinging arm, okay, and a sharp drive to take care of all the torque this bike produces. On the specifications, if you see, there are a lot you can build on this motorcycle, like the Triumph Shift Assist. You can have the integrated GoPro controls, integrated turn-by-turn navigation on this motorcycle. You have the integrated phone, music, everything could be integrated with this motorcycle, so it's ready with that. You also have, this motorcycle is TPMS ready, so you can have the TPMS on this motorcycle, and there are some 50 more dedicated accessories which come with this motorcycle. It is the backrest, okay, and a few other accessories is put on the black motorcycle which is at the top, so you can have a look how it looks with those accessories. And now finally the price.
Any guesses?
Any guesses?
Any guesses?
Huh? 27 lakhs.
26 lakhs.
Yes.
25 lakhs.
I'm telling you.
22. Any more guesses? 25. 23. 26. 22. 27, 25, 20. Ladies and gentlemen, no. Thank you for your enthusiasm and participation. Thank you very much. It is 18 lakh rupees. Thank you so much. Thanks for all the participation. And the party continues at the top lawn. The party continues at the top lawn. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Party continues. Band is going to be continuing for you. Bar is going to be open. So I see you all on top. Thank you very much. And have an amazing evening. Thank you.
अरे सर ये फ्लैट है इसका हुआ ये 22 है ये 18 से मेरा पॉसिबल है सर 18 है अरे सर हाईवे पे ढाबा पे भी तो रुकना है ना उनकी भी तो कमाई करानी है लो खेल दो भाई